Hey, it's Netscape Plan here, current world record holder for Iron Meat. I wanted to go over how we should speedrun this game, just some of the optimizations that are done for here. So yeah, the skin part doesn't matter at all, not important. Yeah, so the timer starts once you select the difficulty. On easy difficulty, you don't have to do anything at the start here, just keep plowing straight on through, you won't get hit there. And you can diagonally shoot up and jump to go and get that machine gun. And you're going to be using that for the rest of the stage. So, while you're just kind of cruising along here, there might be a intentional death shortly. So this game, when you get one power-up, you can get another of the same one to get an upgraded version of it. No, there's going to be an intentional death there. That's intentional. So I guess I'll get back to that topic in a second. So right there, I took an intentional death. So I swapped weapons to the other one, the neutral weapon or N, whatever, just so I could take the death and walk through it. It's just quicker than having to actually wait for the worm to all the way spawn, shoot its head, and kill it. It's just quicker just to take the death and walk through. So that's what we do there. So I have the 1M weapon you get at this very start of the level. It's one of the few weapon upgrades that actually is guaranteed. There's a lot of RNG in this game with the weapon pickups. So this one is a guaranteed one. You'll always be able to get an upgraded M weapon in the stage no matter what. It's one of the few stages where you can. So continuing on here. So like we could get weapon power-ups down there, but first of all, it's random what we're going to get. Like there I could get the B weapon, the blaster, which isn't that great anyways. But the thing is, I'm going to take another death anyways. And I already have a guaranteed way to get the upgrade machine gun. So that's what I'm going to do here. Going to avoid the U, the laser gun. So this mini boss right here, there's an important, the positioning where you are. You see where my back foot is like, okay, yeah, you can see my mouse in there. Back foot is right on this like crack. It's kind of like this blood that's spilling out towards the end of the grass. That's where you want to be placed. Because what happens is you won't have to move from there. The closer you are to the boss, the more damage you deal to it. That's something that comes up many times throughout the run, basically. At any point, when you're against any enemy that takes a lot of hits, stand as close as possible to it, and you'll deal more damage to it. Because usually, on easy difficulty here, it would at least fire a shot, and you'd probably have to jump over it or dodge it, which would waste a little bit of time. Here, you can kill it before it even gets a shot off. So this is like as quick as you can get it. And then we just stay down here for a moment. Here, it's intentional what I'm doing here. There's going to be a turret that fires at you, and it kind of like tracks where you're going. So I just, right after I go over this ugly face at the bottom shooting at me, I just start doing jumping and firing straight ahead, just to bait out that shot from the turret, just so it doesn't shoot me in the face. That's the only reason that I'm doing that like that. If you just walk by, you might get shot by it and have to reset the run. You know, this is just a way that you don't lose any time. You guaranteed will not die there by doing this. And here comes another intentional death. There's another worm here. So I swap to the N weapon, took the death, then I carry on through. And no other weapons matter throughout the stage until you actually get to the boss. There'll be one more of the little weapon blimp flying by, and you can grab that. Yeah, so this is a very clear stage. There's not too much else going for it. There's some important jumps you want to do here. So you see the upcoming, where, the meteorite or whatever you want to call it is going to come down. So what you want to do is jump on the left side of this platform and then jump over it. Because if you just go all the way to the edge here and jump, you're going to land on it. Or you're going to have to like do a little dodge and lose time. But if you jump and then jump, you'll be safe. So there we go, I jump there, and I jump over it. I guess it's like missiles coming down in this stage. So the timing of your jumps are important. With this mini-boss, you have to scroll over enough to spawn it, and then you want to be standing roughly on like the left half of this sign in the background is kind of my visual for it. That puts you pretty close to it. You can like duck the shot, and then you can like duck the shot. And you should be able to go and kill it like just in time. Usually you can kill it like, I don't know, a quarter of a second quicker than that. I don't know why. Maybe I was a little bit further back or something like that. But this means that you don't have to spend any time jumping back or dodging any of its shots, really. You just kill it, jump forward, continue on. So these are pretty small optimizations, but this stage is extremely easy, on easy difficulty. There's really not much to it. You just try to go and find ways so you're not backtracking, which loses time. You're not like doing dodging back and forth, all that. So here, we're at the boss. We're gonna grab the other guaranteed pickup, which is the upgrade M. So now it fires 2 shots at once. And here, you can be really risky and do more damage by standing as close as possible to it, but it's very difficult to time your jumps because you have to like preemptively jump if you're going to be that close to it. It's a lot easier if you have some distance to be able to go and jump the shots. So you just keep firing, jump, keep firing, wait a second, jump, and so on. And then right after that, I'm going to go and walk forward, usually to around where this dead guy is right here, the one that's kind of like sitting up. That's kind of a good place because the boss is going to come in, shoot a laser beam, you're going to duck it, and then it's going to walk off, come back, and then you can kill it right there. And you want to stand up as long as possible here, just so you get the 2 machine gun bullets, they're both hitting it at the same time. When you duck, only one part of it is hitting it. So see, I'm standing right there, and then the boss dies before it even gets to me. Because usually it would have another phase there, like when you get to normal difficulty and hard difficulty, there's an additional phase. It'll shoot some bubbles and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about it there. Yeah, so moving on to the next stage, which is the tower stage. This is kind of like the waterfall stage in Contra games. So what I do here, you can't immediately jump. You have to like wait like a quarter of a second or so. You have to wait for I wait for the first bullet to go through, and then I jump immediately right after there. So I'm jumping between the bullets. It takes a little practice. It's not that hard, but yeah, see, I'm about to go and jump right between the bullets right there. And then you continue climbing up, and you're gonna be doing the same thing on, there's a cannon up here as well. You can jump. This one you can just immediately jump and you'll always make it between the bullets there. Continue doing the same stuff, going upwards. More cannons here. You can be a little risky here. You can jump immediately. Sometimes due to RNG it might fire at a different rate and you'll get killed here. So you can wait for one bullet to go through. Same here. I find that it's unreliable to immediately jump here. So I just wait for one bullet and then I jump. And then here, almost every time, you're going to be stuck waiting for that blue beam to cross. And then the mini boss. So we have the powered up M weapon that we carried over from the first stage. So it's going to appear on the top middle, and then the top left, and the top right. So you want to get as close to it as possible and then fire at it. Whatever way you do it, any way that you're consistently doing the damage in the top middle, top left, then top right. So top middle. And then I position myself towards the center and face up left because it's going to spawn right there. And then for the right spawn, I position myself with my front foot on this crack roughly. It's so, there's going to be these platforms that come down. And if you stand right there, then you don't even have to move. You can just kill it there and then immediately go on to climbing. I swapped to the lesser weapon. So I want to go and keep my upgraded M weapon as a pretty strong weapon. It's not the strongest in the game for DPS, damage per second, but it's pretty good. So we got the E weapon. And we're just continuing climb. Sometimes due to either RNG or maybe, I don't know, having perfect jumps throughout, you can make it up here without stopping. You don't even have to stop for this beam at all. You'll know it if like you're barely seeing the beam come in, like it has like a little animation before it fully spawns in. And if it's very early in that animation, you can quickly jump and then jump through it. So here, if I jumped, I would get killed. So I have to just wait it out at this point. Sometimes if you see the opening, take it. That's all I can say about it. There are 2 spread shots up above, but getting this first one without losing time is really tricky. So I usually, sometimes I get lucky and get it. Usually I don't. So it's right there. This is where it's at. It's just at such a weird angle. There's not really any good way to hit it because this guy's going to throw a grenade. So if you stop here and shoot up at it, the guy's going to throw a grenade at you and you have to like jump out of the way and dodge it. You can't jump forward. You'll run into the grenade. If you jump straight up, you'll get it. So it's just, you have to either like jump up, kill the guy, hit the spread shot, jump back down, and it's very difficult. Usually you have to go from below, shoot up to spawn it, and then jump through it. But yeah, so I usually don't even bother going for it. I have the upgrade M, that's good enough. Because this one does have some guaranteed spawns. The spread shot's there. So that was the second spread shot we just saw a second ago. That one's very easy to get. I don't care about the E weapon I had. It's pretty garbage. So got the S, the spread shot. It's unupgraded, so we're going to be using the upgrade machine gun on the boss here. So this one, you can just stand in the corner for the first part of it. It has a set pattern. Stand in the corner, fire at it. There's going to be like a fire coming across towards you. I can just kind of let it play out for this part of it. And as long as you're standing in the corner, you don't have to do anything else about it. So if you didn't know, you can hold the R2 button to be able to diagonally aim upwards basically and keep yourself locked in position. So you're not like moving up into the, you're not moving left as you're firing. If you just hold up left, you'll be moving towards it and you don't want that. You want to stay stationary. So once it clears there, now you have to go and move towards the center. And there's a minor thing I do here. Again, what I was talking about, being closer to enemies, you do more damage to them. So I jump up towards it just so I can get more shots into it, because again, you'll be closer to it when you're jumping up. But you can't keep jumping because that fire is going to kill you. So you just do one jump, and I'll do another jump here, and then you go to the edge, and so there's this cannon from the top. It's going to slowly fire down a shot, you like shuffle forward a little bit, a shot, you shuffle forward a little bit, and another shot, and you shuffle forward a little bit, and then you just continue blasting the tank, and you'll defeat it. So shuffle forward. There I kind of messed up. I was supposed to wait just a moment to go and get the third shot down, but it wasn't a big deal. Another important thing, on most stages, you want to end on the far right of it, because if you just, so say like on the first stage, when you killed the tank, if you're on the far left side of the stage when the stage ends, you have to wait for the animation of your character to walk all the way towards the right. This is one of the stages where your person's going to walk all the way to the far left and then get on the bike. So here, end the stage on the left, just so you can immediately be in position to go and get on the bike and leave the stage. This stage and Skyscraper are the only ones, I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, that you want to be on the left-hand side. Every other stage, be on the right. Oh, so there was a score screen there. So ideally, you get as few points as possible, as few deaths as possible, all that stuff. You want as few points as possible per stage. You don't have to worry about it too much, except the rank part seems to be the one that eats up the most amount of time. So I highly recommend when you're getting down to the point that you need to go and make up just a couple seconds throughout the entire duration of the run, like, I don't know, maybe a second per stage, basically, per score screen. Make sure your character's at max rank, and then you don't have to worry about that time loss. And it'll save you, like, how many stages? 8 stages? 9 stages? I forget. So it'll save you like 9 seconds across the entire duration of a run, roughly. So we're on the train stage now. So this one, for the end boss, you're going to want either a powered up M, powered up S, or powered up H. Those are some like the 3 most powerful weapons. There's one stage where the powered up B is really good due to positioning, but don't worry about it for now. Basically, you want to avoid the E weapon and the U weapon. Those are kind of like the 2 worst weapons in terms of DPS at the very least. So here, I'm just going to be firing up immediately because this guy stops you from continuing. So just immediately just blast him up. And it's also going to break open the weapon power-up. And then just see what's inside it. So if it is what I listed before, so say like it was an S to upgrade the spread shot, you're definitely going to take it. If it's an H is one of the strongest weapons. You're definitely going to take it. B, you don't have to worry about it. Spread shot, I would rather have. So here I'm really still hoping to get the upgraded H weapon. The heavy capsule weapon is what it's called. You can just jump over this eye, you don't need to kill it. So I'm not going to go into detail, like mention every single possible thing I'm doing in this game in terms of like jump here and all that. A lot of it's going to come down to, at first, the main thing, keep moving forward. If you can, so on easy difficulty, a lot of times you can just keep moving forward and not kill an enemy. That's the easiest way to go and figure out how to go really fast in this game. Is, could I have avoided killing this enemy? Could I have found a way to keep moving forward the entire time? That's how I figured out all the optimizations I did for the stages. Just keep finding ways to keep moving forward the entire time. So I just jumped over the eye. There's many times where there'll be an enemy that usually would take a few hits. You can like jump before it, then jump over it, and so on. So here, again, just keep moving forward. I'm not going to go back and pick up a weapon. Although if it's an H or an S, I would grab it. But that's it. Just because again, you have random weapon pickups, so I don't have a guaranteed way of getting another's an H or so on later on. This stage does have a guaranteed spread shot pickup coming up. You do have to go and wait very briefly for it, but there is a guaranteed way to get the spread shot pickup. So this is another little mini boss guy. Ideally, you kill it pretty close to the right-hand side, but it's kind of weird because you want to be able to fire at it when it's first coming in on the left, so you can't be too far on the right for it. So that's basically what I do, is like kind of towards the middle of the screen. This one is so right below me is this little blue dude. If you wait like a couple seconds, it's going to throw a spread shot at you, and then it's just going to go and detonate itself, so, you know, get out of the way, obviously. So I'm waiting here briefly. I get the spread shot pickup. So now I have an upgraded spread shot. I'm just ignoring the weapon pickup over there. Sometimes this guy down here trolls you, and he'll fire as you're jumping, so I've just been to stop having to reset so many times. I wait the half a second to make sure it's just dead, or the shot comes out before I do anything there. So there, no shot came out, but I killed it in time and moving forward. I already have upgrade M, don't need it here. So here, I mean, obviously your priority is, you know, don't die here, and you want to do as much damage as possible. But, you know, there's a weapon pickup on the left that you might accidentally pick up and overwrite one of your items. So a lot of times I'll just shoot at it just to see what it is. I see it's an H, so I'm keeping that in my mind of being like, okay, I do want to go back and pick that up, but, you know, kill the boss first. And I had to decide, did I want to replace the machine gun pickup or the spread shot? I probably should have just replaced the spread shot with it. Well, actually, I guess it's pretty debatable because I had an upgraded spread shot and an upgraded machine gun. So it didn't really matter to me which one I was going to pick there. I feel like at times the spread shot's better, at times the machine gun's better. But whichever. There's only 2 weapons I could hold. And I knew I wanted the H. Guaranteed. The H is something I do want. I want to go and have an upgrade H. I think in this run, I do lose it. And that's unfortunate. If I remember, it's like right here that I get it. Like, again, it's, no, it's not on that one or that one. So don't get it there. Just continuing on. I missed the jump there, but whatever. We don't need to call that out. There's a U weapon. No one cares about that. It's like this laser that just does so little damage, even upgraded. Well, compared to the other ones, there I had to do some, you know, fancy contra jumping stuff there just to not die. So we're almost at the boss of the stage here. Here we go. So around here, you don't have to go any further here. The screen's just going to unlock. So I have to go and blast this while it's not too close to me, just to see like what it is. It's an M gun. Don't really care about that right now. because I have upgraded spread shot, and then I have an H gun that I'm looking to power up because it's the strongest weapon, the upgraded H, the heavy capsule. So on this one, make sure you can skip, so you hold the A button to go and skip the intro, like it has like a little clip before it actually comes on screen, so you can save a few seconds here. Unfortunately, when I was doing it, when you press A, you do jump, and I was holding right while doing it, so I jumped forward. Anyways, there's going to be a whole bunch of bats that come at you here, but for the most part, you just stay there and blast at it diagonally. So, bats, a lot. So sometimes if you get bad spawns, you just have to go and take a second away. So there, you're supposed to duck. So act like I ducked there. So I only have the regular H weapon at this point, unfortunately. But that's like one of the only times you actually need to duck here. Like a lot of times it looks like you need to duck and you don't. That's why I didn't duck there. I was just like trying to maximize my damage a little bit too much. I'm just like, okay, I had to duck at that point. I don't really have a great system for doing this part. And then here, see, I don't even need to duck there. I meant to duck, but I was holding R. But yeah, you just want to go and shoot up. You destroy all the little turrets on the side of its body. And then you just continue firing at it and just shuffle forward a little bit, shuffle back. It's going to shoot some junk out, so you want to get close to it while it's doing that. And then for the second part of it, you have to see where I'm at, just move slightly further away. And then you can, if you have a good feel of where you're at on easy difficulty, when you're doing this enough times, you can just finish it off right there. So you can get up right up in its face. It's not going to shoot you again from there. Once you get used to it, you'll have a good feel for when you can do that. So the base stage, there's a couple big things here. So you see me like firing upwards towards this brain thing in the sky. It shoots down these little slugs at you. So sometimes they can, as you're walking forward, you'll run into it and die. So I just take it out right there. Here, to be super safe, just duck, blast all the little slugs that come down and then walk through. You can be really risky and jump through this and keep firing, and sometimes you'll make it through cleanly. It is risky though. So if you don't want to like lose a good weapon and all that type of stuff and lose time, I just take the time to go and blast things and move on. So instead of killing these things, you can jump on top of these. There's other enemies that you can also, that has like a little roof on top of them you can jump on. So instead of bothering with them, just jump on top of them and move forward. You got another light platforming section here. Just make sure, you clear out the bats on the way. Now I have an upgraded blaster, which is okay, because I still don't have the upgraded H weapon yet. And I don't really want that. So those little closing teeth that are over here, you can stand right next to it as it's closed and just hold right, and you'll walk through it without dying. But also, if you're just, as you do these stages multiple times, you'll realize that if you're on the same pace as usual, you've been holding right the entire stage basically, you'll always mix it. So here, instead of killing this enemy, just jump over it. It's another one of those little time saves. Don't waste your time killing enemies that you can just skip. So here is another one where you could kill this enemy, but you can also just jump towards the left and then jump over it. So I didn't even have to go and shoot at it there. Did not have to, but I did. So what I did was I jumped all the way on the far left, and then I planned to just jump over it right after then. I just happened to be firing the entire time with an upgraded weapon that killed it. But on higher difficulties, it also might be useful to do that because they take more hits. So there was another slug I forgot to aim up ahead of time. Thankfully it didn't kill me this time. And there we go. So I see I can get my upgrade H. So it shoots out these green pellets. Another one of these tank enemies that just jump over it. And then we're on the mini boss. So this mini boss, the control here it's difficult. It requires a lot of precision, so you'll see me mess up a few times and lose like a second or so. I don't die from it, but yeah, so you're supposed to like duck, you have to duck under this, and then you want to be holding R and upright and firing at it for as long as possible, and then jump and shoot and keep holding R and upright and firing at it, and then you have to be ducking. Because the problem is, if you're holding R and you duck while you press down, you're not going to duck. you're going to aim down if you're holding R still. So you need to hold R still so you're not like running forward and shooting at it. So you see I'm like walking left a little bit. It's just a lot of really quick adjustments. This takes a while to get down like really well. If you get it really well done, it'll end right here and you'll move on. So me, I went a little bit safe. I messed up some of my inputs, so I had to go and wait like I don't know, a second or so more. Minor improvements I can make. So again, kill the stuff, jump over the tanks, more platform and stuff. So read the platforms. You should be able to know very quickly if you can make the jump or not. If you can't make the jump, don't do it. It's going to lose you time from having to respawn earlier back, and you'll lose your weapon and all that stuff. So I know it's tempting to just keep jumping forward and hope it works out, but just wait if it's not on a good cycle. Usually it is. Like this enemy, if you kill it quick enough, there probably is a more optimal way to do it. You could probably just jump forward, jump over it. In fact, I should probably try doing that. Because what's going to happen is this is going to come down. I'm going to jump over. And then there's the bat that's kind of like right there. I need to jump early enough. Because now I can't make this jump. I can't make this jump now. Now I have to wait for this cycle. So I lost a couple seconds there from having to wait for the platforms to move up and down just due to some unoptimal movement. So movement is very important in this run. For a lot of it, you're just holding right and holding fire the entire time. Here, depends what cycle you get at here. Sometimes you can, if everything lines up perfectly, you can just jump immediately across all of them. Sometimes you have to wait shortly, like a little bit. It's like, okay. And that last jump was a little sketchy, but I was feeling it. I was pretty sure that I was going to make that. If you have a garbage weapon here, you can just run into this, take a death, kind of like we did in the forest stage. Take an intentional death, and then walk through to the end. It saves you maybe, well, because you have to like respawn. I don't even know if it really saves you any time right there. It probably is basically equal at that point, taking the death or not. And then here you're just continuing to walk towards the right. It's going to drop you down to the boss. So just skip forward a little bit. Skip forward a little bit. All right, we can go back a second here. So yeah, this boss, ideally you have the upgrade H weapon. Though if you have almost any upgrade weapon, you should be able to take it out in similar time. So you have to go and jump over a couple of its really slow moving fireballs. So you have to like jump and move a little bit towards it just to make sure you clear the little fireballs coming out of it. So I jump, move slightly forward, jump, move slightly forward, jump, move slightly forward. And then you have to do this like walk away and then jump and turn and fire as the little shock waves down here coming at you. I haven't quite figured out why, but a lot of times with the when you do the jump and turn around fire, you have to alternate between one shot in the air and two shots in the air. So I'm jump, do one shot, jump and do two shots, and then do one shot, and then two shots, and then one shot, and then two shots, and so on. That's what I do. It also helps you with, you have to keep moving towards the left the entire time. So if you're trying to do two shots, you might get hit by one of the shock waves or be too close to it. So I found that that's the best way to do it. Continue just moving, jump, one shot, jump, two shots, jump, one shot, jump, two shots. And here, its tail's going to start spawning underneath you. So just periodically, you just need to go and see where the marker is for where it's coming, get out of the way. You know, roughly look at where the bullets are. Like here, there's a lot of options I can do. I could just wait for them, duck it. I can jump over them. I can just do that jump. So you just need to make sure, like it looks pretty scary, and it is at first, but you have plenty of room to be able to go and dodge that. And if you have the upgrade H weapon, it died really, really quickly there. And this is one of those stages again where you want to be on the far right when you end the stage, just because that's where your character will be forced to walk towards anyways. Well, I guess there, and it shouldn't have been far right. It's like around like where the window is of that train roughly. Sky stage. There's some kind of tricky areas here to not take a death. I think I actually do take a death, unfortunately, at one of them. So you do need to go and blow up this like little exhaust thing. So I just stop here for a moment, kill the exhaust. Continuing on. So here you can either, there's going to be like a little lightning bolt thing that you can destroy, which will like crush the little mini boss here. But the enemy's still going to get a shot off, and they have to dodge this weird shot that spreads across the screen. It's just a pain. But what you can do instead is just diagonally fire up at it, and it'll die before it even gets a shot off, as long as you have a strong weapon. And any upgrade weapon will do. Here, unfortunately, there's also the E that's kind of in my way, so I want to be a little bit closer to it. I think it actually gets a shot off because of that, yeah. Because I had to be like a little bit closer to it, unfortunately. Here, to continue moving forward, you need to be jumping at the very, very, very edge here. If you jump too early, you're gonna get hit, and that's yeah. So ideally, you want to be all the way at the edge here. If you don't, you'll see what happens. I'm gonna jump into the bullet and die. So there is a way to dodge it while continuing to move forward. You can either try to go and find a way to go and kill it ahead of time, or you can just jump extremely late, and then you'll be able to go and make it across safely. Here's another one where you can actually, it is extremely tight, you can jump over it without killing it, but because of how risky it is and how tight the jump is, I just choose to go and spend a half a second just to go and kill it and move on. And there was like a bullet that kept trailing across the screen, so I just had to wait for it to clear out of the way so I can move forward. Here, there's going to be a tanker that's placed down on the ground. You just have to go and wait for it to land, and then you just jump over it. Don't even bother killing it. And then same idea here, just jump over it. So up there's another little cocoon full of little slugs, and you have to clear them out of the way. This upcoming portion here, there's positions you can be in where you'll be totally safe, and that's what I do, is I just like jump in front and wait. I missed time walking forward there, so I got chomped on. It's not a big deal because you do take a forced death, an intentional death, I should say, not forced, intentional death. But there's a lot of places here where even if the wall's coming down, you can make the jump. Like here, even if the wall is all the way down to where it's at right now, you can still make this jump. There's some jumps you can't make. So experiment, you'll find out. Depending on where this little blade is, you might have to go and wait here for a moment. If like the wall's coming down and the blade's coming across, you'll have to go and wait. But hopefully you're on a good cycle, don't have to worry about that. So you jump it, continue moving forward. Here, again, even if the wall's coming down, you can make this jump. This one you can make, this one you can't make. You'll find out if you start trying it yourself. You could take an intentional death there, but it's not needed. You don't really save almost any time doing it on that one, on the spikes. That'll come up later. And yeah, and here you're just jumping forward. There's a turret right here that will fire pretty quickly at you, so keep that in mind. A lot of times you want to jump up there and then quickly jump to dodge its shot. Or make sure you kill it either way. You don't have to do anything with this thing above, just keep moving forward. Even on normal difficulty, you can just totally skip it. Just keep moving forward. You can aim down and shoot at this gun to see if you get something good. And then we go to the boss. So, on easy difficulty, if you have a strong weapon, you can phase it, move it to the second phase very quickly. So just keep, jumping and firing at it. It's going to start blasting across. You want to position yourself, stay stationary, diagonally fire up. And then if you need to get any finishing hits, again, just diagonally fire up at it. Seems to be the best way for it. 2 eyeballs are going to come out here, and then there'll be like some slugs dropping down, and if it takes long enough, a little missile's going to drop down that'll detonate and be a pain. But if you have a really strong weapon on easy mode, you can clear it before almost any of that happens. So I'm just firing up at the eyes, somewhere near like rough. You want to be somewhere around this place where the eye comes out. And then you just keep moving with it. And then the next one's gonna spawn. I guess you can't see it there. All right, so right around here, this there's gonna be another eyeball that comes out, shooting like a little circular fireball at you. There also will be a person down here firing up at you. So occasionally you need to you're gonna be holding down R to keep yourself stationary and press down to fire down and then continue shooting up. You only have to do it once on easy mode. So here, fire down. And then just keep firing up and then just believe that you're gonna kill it before you have to worry about anything else. And then stay on the right-hand side of the screen. All right, moving into the city after this. On easy difficulty, you can just believe you can just keep moving forward and jumping. You do have to kill that worm. You cannot jump that worm. But these ones, as long as you had continued moving forward earlier, you're not going to have to worry about dodging the green toxic stuff shooting up from them. Mini boss here, just whatever your most powerful weapon is, just keep firing. If it's H weapon, it probably won't even get a single shot off. Sometimes you have to jump some of the stuff it fires out. If you really want it, there is a weapon power-up up here. It does require you losing time. You have to go and stay, you can't really fire it until right here is where you can first fire at it, which means you have to stay in place to go and see what's going to drop and then decide if you want to get it or not. So I don't really need it at this point. I already have my upgraded heavy capsule weapon, the H weapon. So just continuing moving forward. Here, you can fire at these, you'll see me like firing at these little, I don't know what these are, meteorites, sort of. I don't know what those are. Floating ash things, whatever. And you can jump on this little tank here. Just keep moving forward and just providing yourself some cover fire. And then we got the second version of the mini boss here. On other difficulties, there will be like a gunner coming at you too and stuff like that. But on easy difficulty, you'll blow it away in no time. There's another weapon power up here if you want it. But it would lose time going for it. And I have the most important weapon right now. So this enemy control you sometimes, so I just take a second to jump down here and kill it before doing anything else. Sometimes you can full on barrel through it, just keep shooting the entire time, and you'll kill it before it shoots off at you, but I've just had to go and reset the run from being shot at by it, so I give up on that part. Ideally you don't get, you're not getting shot there. You can jump on the left side of this tanker and then just jump over it, or you can just jump right on top of it and continue moving forward. And with this one, you can actually, as you're coming onto this part of the screen, you can jump over here. The tanker's going to be firing at you immediately. You can jump immediately upon landing and continue moving forward to never lose your forward momentum. But it does require very precise timing on your jumps. If you jump a split second too late, you're going to get hit by one of the bullets still. So if you want to be safe, just wait for a bullet to come out and then just jump. Just use your weapons to provide cover fire and keep moving forward, basically. Here, however, because of positioning, you cannot just keep moving forward and jumping. There's no way, you can't do like a small jump in this game. All your jumps are the same height. So you have to go and kill this guy and then move forward. Kill it, and then moving forward. And again, you can't immediately jump here because things are going to be in your way. You won't be able to kill them in time. So just take a second, kill them, and then move forward again. And then we're getting to the Monster House boss. So you're going to want to position yourself right at this window over here. And there's plenty of different ways to deal with this boss because you can't just stay there the entire time. There's going to be projectiles firing at you. There's going to be things from the ceiling coming down at you. So you're going to have to like move around and just kind of improvise a little bit. I have not figured out the most optimal way to go and do this. You can kill the bottom left one guaranteed if you have a very strong weapon, like the upgraded heavy capsule weapon. But around here, you're going to start needing to go and dodge some of the shots. So I'm just totally improvising here. It's like, okay, cool. I cleared out the left side. I need to start, you can jump, just do a regular jump and fire across to hit this one. And then if you have the H one, it can hit both of them there. So I got pretty lucky. And then there's this 2-worm part that kind of like spin around and waste your time. If you focus on the right one, just because it's going to stay more static. So like right here, I get to go and fire away at it a little bit longer. So I like to go and focus on the right-hand side one. And because like they're constantly moving around, I just want to go and try to go and stay in a spot where I can aim diagonally and keep hitting it. So I'm going to go and immediately just get this shockwave out of my way. I'm just going to jump over it and then continue firing. And then here, ideally, you're basically only shooting the eye. Ideally, you'd only hit one of these, I don't know, egg-producing things, whatever, the meat producers. You can't just hold up and shoot the eye because it's going to fire a projectile straight down at you. You have to be slightly off-center. And then you have to also make sure you deal with any bats that might be coming at you. So, Skyscraper stage. So, I tested it out. This is not actually like a static elevator that has like a static height. Like, it's going to constantly be moving you up. There'll be like a little mini boss, then constantly moving you up, and a mini boss constantly moving you up, basically. But you're not actually progressing the stage until you eliminate all the enemies on the screen. So if I actually didn't kill this bat, I could walk around for half an hour and I would still be staying here to go and kill this bat. So what this means is to run the stage as quick as possible, you need to be killing the enemies as quick as possible. So here I know it's going to be spawning, middle, left, and right. I still do a pretty bad job of cleaning them up there. So you can preemptively fire at exactly where you know they're going to be and try to go and, keep that consistent. So this is a stage that I could definitely optimize more, go back and practice it a bunch and all that. So dodge the things. There's going to be some slugs that come out in a second here. So you can just, if you're staying roughly stationary, you're not like ducking, you can shoot them before they hit the ground, which is what I go for there. And then again here, there's going to be some slugs. I'm staying up. And just try to go and clear them out as quick as possible. A couple gunners here. On easy, you can kill them before they really are any threat to you. So there we go, killed them. The first set of these 3 little, mini boss, I would say here, you can just stand right in the middle. Super easy. Just hold R and fire to the left or the right, or occasionally to the middle when there's one in the middle. So we got left, right, left, right, left, right, middle. And here is one of the few times, again, that you have a static pickup. It's always going to be a blaster here. And this is a stage where the upgrade blaster happens to be very good against the end boss of this stage. Just because of the way that he floats around, the blaster just covers a lot of range. The upgrade spread shot might also be similar. The upgrade H, you need a really, really good positioning throughout. So I find just having the upgrade blaster, which you're guaranteed to get on the stage, assuming you don't die. You'll get one blaster there, and there'll be another section with people shooting at you again similarly, and you'll get a blaster thrown at you. So again, you're going to be wanting to kill the enemies as quick as possible so you actually progress on the stage. If you don't, you're not actually progressing on the stage at all. It's an illusion that you're actually moving up further. It's not actually happening. So get as close to the enemy as possible that you feel comfortable doing. Use your strongest weapon, blow them up as quick as possible, just to progress quicker. And here, you have to go and kill these slugs. There's probably a more optimal way to clear all of them out. And so here's the second part of this little mini boss section. But now there's that red grenade that comes down and then shoots shockwaves out on both sides. You can still stay in the middle, but you have to like keep in your peripheral when this red grenade's coming down to jump over it. So it's very risky because you have to also keep track of the enemies above you as well, like right here. So it doesn't do anything yet until it actually hits the ground and shoots the shockwaves out. So I'm moving over towards the right, and then I'm jumping it and firing. But do whatever's comfortable for you. You just still want to like kill them fairly quickly. You know, obviously you're doing a speed run here. That's what we're doing. That's what we're talking about. Here you're going to get your upgrade blaster. Again, get as close to the enemy as possible. And so here is where there's going to be 3 floating guys on these tops or something like that, like top man or some shit. So you want to stand somewhere around here and fire upwards and then diagonally upwards. You'll see me, I'm already standing right here, just holding R2 and firing straight up and then firing to the right when I clear out here. So again, those 2 enemies they always appear in the exact same positions here. So I kill these 2 and then I shoot diagonally. So this just happens to be like a really sweet spot for doing it. Just fire right up here and then diagonally. Here you have to move a little bit because of the shockwave, but again, same idea. Shoot up, shoot diagonal. And then we get the 3rd mini boss here, which is these angry meat mouth things that we see in other stages. And again, the grenade's going to come down, shoot out the shockwave. So this one I find pretty easy as well. You'll just kind of get in a rhythm where you'll know when it's going to be firing, and you just jump over and finish it off from there. A couple more enemies that, again, with good positioning, some are roughly over here. You can take them out very quickly, very consistently. And so we're moving on to the boss here. Yuri Markov, Harbinger of the Apocalypse. So you want to get as much damage as possible in this first phase and the second phase. If you do, you can actually skip a phase. This fight, I believe, comes out even more weird because I get a lot of damage in phase 1. And like usually, so I'm firing diagonally at it. It shoots out a beam. And if you're further towards the left, the beam's going to track you towards the left. Like if you're towards here and the beam is like aimed right here, the beam's going to continue tracing you here. If you're like right at where the beam is, it's going to move towards Yuri Markov here, the boss. So you just have to go and keep firing at it. When the beam starts coming at it, you just want to go and jump and like kind of wiggle away from it, just so you don't get killed, obviously. And then you continue firing at as much as possible. He's going to swoop down, and you're going to want to just kind of chase after him and continue the fire. And then you do the same thing on the other side. Here, I happen to transition him to another phase earlier than usual. But I move a little bit too far away where I'm not doing damage right now. I was not expecting him to transition like this. Usually, he does one more laser beam and then transitions. Here he did not. So this is really weird for me. I was like, what is happening? And then this part shoots fireballs. You duck under ones that are high. You jump over the other one. I had to jump over the the little whatever exploding spread shot thingy. Because if you did, so sometimes this is the phase that you'll skip. So I skipped one where another set of laser beam would come out and you chase him. This is the other phase that you might skip if you're doing a lot of damage to him. So I get this phase instead. Then he goes back to doing this one more time. And then it'll go up towards the center. And on easy difficulty, if you have any strong weapon, just stay in the middle platform and continue firing upwards. Don't move. You'll kill it. Any upgrade weapon will be able to kill him before you need to move. So this stage, it's going to seem weird that I moved all the way towards the left because you'll see your animation go towards the right and jump in. But what actually happens is if you're on the right-hand side, your person's going to walk towards the left first and then walk towards the right and jump in. So you can only control the first part of it. You have to go and always wait for this animation. You don't have any control. And then you jump in the portal. And we continue on to the Moonbase. All right, so Moonbase. There's a couple tricky spots here, but for the most part, this is a pretty straightforward stage. You ideally have the upgraded heavy capsule weapon, the H weapon, for the boss. That's the most important thing. If you don't have it, you can still have any upgraded weapon and kill the boss in pretty quick work. The H weapon has some area of effect damage that instead of hitting both turrets individually, you can hit both of them at the same time. That's the big difference. So here, you can probably, it's a little bit risky. You can jump towards the left and then jump over this guy, or you can just kill it. And there, I was slightly off timing on the cycle, so I knew I was too, I wasn't going to make the jump. So I had to go and just like wait. So that was unfortunate there. Don't have to deal with any of these really. Here, this enemy can be a pain in the ass. You can just hold R and down and fire at it diagonally down and kill it. It's going to shoot up like the three little fire things at you. But you can also do what I just did right here. So I jumped it before it really was going to make contact with me, and then I wait for it to clear, and then I jump over it. So that's what I do right there. I already have the upgraded H. But there's, you can waste a little bit of time to go and pop the weapon balloon and blow this up, because you do have to backtrack to go and get all that. But if you need to, it's there. Another little sack of slugs. That one you can usually almost every time just if you're just throughout the stage continuing to make forward momentum and holding right, you won't even have to go and bother dodging it, killing them. You can just continue holding right. So yeah, right here again is this is another one where if I was just holding right the entire time, this was kind of the point where I was like, wow, I am on amazing pace here. I'm going to be super safe. On the 1% chance that I screwed something up and this thing hits me, I'm going to be pretty upset. So this, I did a pretty safe measure, just killed it and then walked forward. And there's little spike things that come up. You have to go and wait very briefly, usually for the last couple of them to despawn. It's not a big deal. Here, to save the most amount of time, you don't want to take a death immediately here and then use your invulnerability to walk through. What you want to do is get to the next section. So you can make it all the way past to here. And then here, you usually would have to, like duck and wait, but that wastes time. So just switch to your less favorite weapon. So the H upgrade weapon is the best weapon against this boss, so sorry Blaster, you gotta go. And then I'm just continuing to jump across, jumping. However, this is a jump that you cannot make. You're gonna land like right here and die if you do this jump right here, so you have to wait for it to move up and clear. It still is quicker than if you waited. Yes, you lose time from the despawn and all that. But usually, because what's going to happen is you'd be on the same cycle basically, but you would have to go and run through this area and then do the jump again. But here, you're right here at the edge, so once this ceiling starts moving, you can just jump. I already have the upgrade H, so that didn't really matter, but now I have a safety weapon, because again, you want to make sure you always have a really strong weapon on reserve. So if you know you're going to take a death for any reason, swap to your weaker weapon before you take that death. That's something that's really important to be able to go and save time. If for whatever reason something goes wrong, you're going to die or you're taking an intentional death, swap to your weaker weapon. Here, it's just a trap. I don't know, every single time you blow this up, there's just an enemy that spawns here instead of the actual weapon. So try to remember and don't kill it. Sometimes the saws are on a cycle such that you have to go and wait like a half a second for them to move out of the way, otherwise you'll die to it. But there, I was in a barely safe spot. And then we move on to the boss. And so here, I'm going to demonstrate why the upgrade H weapon is so strong. So there's going to be two little like globs that spawn in the top left and the top right. However, with the upgrade H weapon just firing directly on the center, you're gonna from AoE, it's gonna hit both of them. So it seems like this would be quicker then, because it seems like it's hitting both. Like, see how it's like flashing both of them every time? So now all I have to do is jump up. You have to go and usually do something to kill the bat. I kind of like walked by it. I'm like, ah, whatever. And then, you know, sloppily killed it. But you get the idea. Here, just continue firing straight upwards. If you have almost any upgrade weapon, you will kill it before the fireballs come out and hit you. So it just despawns. And then this one, you want to go and stand slightly off center because it's going to be shooting down this little green slime directly underneath it. But if you have any weapon that can still hit it from a slight angle, like the upgrade H weapon or upgrade machine gun and so on, you can stand just off center and keep firing straight up at it. Otherwise, you got to do, you know, dance around a little bit, and you have to sometimes take care of a slug that's underneath you and so on. Like here, I get a little bit unlucky with some of them. They're really just getting right on me, so I have to go and kill them and, you know, move across. And then for this one, continue firing upwards. Nothing special to this. I'll clear out of the way. Don't have to worry about anything happening. And then there's the last phase of it. There'll be the brain at the top. That's the only thing you need to kill. So keep jumping up towards it. Again, the closer you are to the enemy, the more DPS you do. So just keep jumping up to get closer to it. And then a shot's going to come out. So you can do 2 jumps between each shot. So I'm going to jump up, wait, jump up, and wait. And then I took care of it. It's dead. And we're moving on to the final stage, Moonbase. So if you already have the upgrade H weapon, what you're just going to want to do is swap to your worst weapon and then continue on through the stage. You can actually jump between these without dying, like right there. It is extremely precise on the timing, but I was feeling it. I had a weapon to throw away, so I'm like, sure, whatever. Here I decide I'm going to get my second double H gun. I don't know. It was kind of a waste of time to do that. And then I thought I had enough time to make it. I didn't. So I lost the weapon I just got. But another spot here where on other difficulties, you cannot do this. You cannot just keep moving forward. You will get hit by this like outgoing circular fire thing that comes off this enemy. So you have to go and clear it by other means and other difficulties. On easy, just keep walking forward. Keep moving forward. If this is a good weapon, you know, it's going to upgrade your H or whatever, then, you know, yes, go up, take the time to get it, and you can still continue moving on forward after then. But here, I don't need it. So I'm going to land here, jump, land, and then I'm going to walk slightly. You have to keep holding right or else this is going to hit you, but this is going to fire up at you in just a second. But if you immediately jump, you'll die. So you have to like walk forward a little bit and then jump to clear it. Usually for this, you have to like, you know, jump up here, wait for the beam to rotate around and drop down, but don't bother with it. Just take the death, walk through with invulnerability frame. So ideally, again, you have one weapon that's upgrade that you want to keep. Either the upgrade H or the upgrade S seems to be really good against the boss too. And so this is the last weapon pickup of the stages right here. There's no more after it. So if it's not going to give you an upgrade weapon, don't bother backtracking for it. As long as you have an upgrade weapon, don't bother getting it. If it's not going to also give you a better upgrade weapon, don't get it. And then we're getting on to the final boss here. Well, then there's like an escape climb. But yeah, final boss. So here, I like to be firing diagonally at it as much as possible, and then just kind of like shuffle with it. So you'll see me like kind of like move forward with it a little bit. I missed that shot. Then shoot up briefly, and then I just want to be shooting diagonally at it. It's just very safe to be shooting diagonally at it. And then it's coming towards the center. The hand's going to come down though around this time, so you do have to go and move. No matter where you are, that hand's going to come down at you, so you have to move out of the way and lose a little damage. There might be a way to optimize to continue doing damage, but anyways. Continue firing at it. And then when I get the eyeball, it's always going to be this exact eyeball that comes out right here. And if you just have any upgrade weapon and you're immediately firing at it, you'll take it out before it starts like sliding across the room and going all the way around and wasting time. So there, it's already dead. Don't have to worry about it anymore. And then we're going to have the hands on both sides here. Sometimes, so I'm already firing upwards diagonal, because sometimes if everything lines up perfectly, you can get an extra shot at it before it comes down. I don't think I got it there. It's not that important. Doesn't matter, just shoot it whichever one. I feel like the left one stays down. I just feel like shooting at the left. And then you're going to have the one arm that shoots this like boomerang shot at you. If you stay all the way towards the edge, you'll be able to kill it before the fireball even gets to you. And the worst case scenario, if you're on the far edge, as the fireball is coming towards you, this also works on at least normal difficulty, you can time a very late jump, and you'll jump over the boomerang shot, and you only have to do one jump. Otherwise, you have to do like this like double jump. If you're over like closer to here, the fireball is going to come across, you jump it, and then it's going to come back, and you have to jump again. But if you're in the corner, you only need to jump once. And then we're going to get the hand. This is so the floating hand here. That's going to shoot some spread of fireballs across. Usually you can just shoot diagonally at it and kind of like shuffle with it. Take it out very quickly. And here, this one, I need to do better with my positioning on it to do more damage to it. So, again, another one where you just want to kind of like walk with it. It takes a little while to get used to that, to have it really precise. And now we're going to have both eyeballs are going to appear, and it's going to shoot out these two fireballs at your location. So what I like doing, stand diagonally and just keep firing at it at the start. Then when you see the fireball come, you want to go and move towards the middle, and then you can finish it off. So I'm on the left-hand side, I'm walking forward, and then I kill it. Just give me ample time to dodge any of the fireballs that are coming out there, and gives you distance when they spread all across. And then the final form of it, the little green brain that grabs you. If you have almost any upgrade weapon, just keep jumping and holding up and firing, and you'll take it out before it wastes your time with dragging you left and right across the screen. And then we're going to move to the escape sequence here. So all you really need to know, stay towards the right-hand side for most of it. Because here, yeah, you want to go on, if you're on the left, you can't make that jump yet. Again, if you're on the left, you can't make the jump. So stay towards the right, and then you have to go towards the left there. But the start of it, stay towards the right. And then the rest is pretty basic from there. Just continue jumping and holding right. And the timer ends, so there's this red countdown. The timer ends when that countdown disappears. It's pretty close to like this console like right over here. So right at this time basically is when it ends. It's roughly around this point. When you're submitted to the leaderboard, we will look at it in closer detail to get the right amount of, split seconds and all that. And there you go. That's it. That is the full speed run for Iron Meat. Let me know if you have any questions about speedrunning this game. I'm going to be working on optimizing it for the normal difficulty next. I also have individual runs and the full game run as well. So if you want to go and see all the individual level stages, you can go on speedrun.com. Look for Iron Meat. You'll see my record run for all stages as well as all the individual stages. And I'll be working on normal difficulty. There also is you'll see a link to it on the speedrun.com page. There's a link to the speedrunning Discord for this where we talk about the strats for it. We talk about our PBs, what we're working on. So if you really enjoy this game, you want to speedrun it, give it a shot, and have a great time. See you.